And welcome to the latest edition of Cruising with the Coaches, a conversation with Julie and Lee. Julie, first, hello, how are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Salutations. I'm I'm good. I'm good. I got a quick question for you because I know we are still newly into 2026. So
Yes.
how long can you how am I trying to ask? Um how long is too long to say Happy New Year? Right? Like when you see people and say you haven't seen them in 2026 yet, how far it does like is it the month of January? Is it how much is too much to Happy New Year? You know?
Ooh. I don't. I don't know. I mean, it's a new year. I mean, it's a new year, all year. Um. I don't know.
I'm just curious because like let's say I don't see somebody until March, April, right? Do I still say, "Hey, Happy New Year"? I hadn't seen you all year, right? Do I
Okay, not
is that
March. That's a little long.
too much? Too much? Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's too long.
month of January, give or take.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, the whole month of January.
I was yeah, just curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
I,
etiquette on this or I because I wouldn't
no, I
I
don't.
clearly wouldn't know. So
But I mean, like retail will tell you other holidays are already taken over, so it doesn't matter.
so when you see the Easter stuff coming out, no more New Year.
Exactly. I
Like
mean, we already have
yeah,
Valentine's coming out, so like,
got it. Yeah.
I mean, that was out what Jan probably
Christmas.
December
Day
31st.
after Christmas. Yeah. 26.
Exactly. So,
All right.
yeah, I think I would say after January, like
Got it.
you can't say it anymore.
See, there, I always got a reason for the questions, right?
I
Always
know.
got a reason.
So who said it to you? Who
Oh
offended
no,
you?
no, no. It ties into what we're going to talk about
Okay.
today, right?
Okay.
Because even with today's topic, I guarantee I am probably just speaking to myself. I'm I am proud. I love the audience, right? Subscribers, listeners, we appreciate you. I promise I'm not cutting you out of the conversation, but I'm probably talking to myself more than anything. But we're going to talk about overthinking, right?
Yeah.
And how to kind of turn overthinking into a superpower. So, just before we jump into it, that's why I said, is there too much? Because I'm clearly overthinking when you say Happy New Year
Clearly.
or not. So there you go, right?
Right.
But, let's go ahead and jump into it because we've got some psychology to talk about. So this article was from Forbes.com, and we've had many articles before from psychologist Mark Travers. So he says, have you ever noticed how your mind can't stop replaying an ambiguous conversation or predicting a dozen outcomes to an unresolved situation when suspended in a state of uncertainty? Boy, do I know how that feels. Defaulting to this loop of overthinking is often the brain's way of trying to control unpredictability. Our mind can sometimes be our fiercest ally, and at other times, our toughest opponent. And though it can feel exhausting, truth is, this mental overactivity has evolved to serve our survival instinct. So when you're stuck in an unclear situation, your brain tries to help you stay prepared, safe, and alert, almost like an overzealous security guard who sees risk everywhere. If or when left unchecked, that same survival instinct can hijack your peace of mind. It can begin to micromanage your inner world, interrupting your sleep or questioning your decisions retroactively. However, a host of studies reveal that the tendency to overthink can actually serve an important psychological function provided you know how to use it. All right, so I'm gonna come back out on camera real quick because that's a lot to get through. If you didn't pick up on it in the introduction, I'm a little bit of an overthinker. I mean, nah, just a little bit, just a little bit. Um, but I like having read this article because unknowingly, some of the things we'll talk about I've actually put into practice, right?
Okay.
So it's not always trying to turn my brain off, but how do I make it productive? That's
Okay.
really the thing. Any thoughts you have on overthinking or not before we move on to the psychology of overthinking?
No.
We're thinking it.
No, I will tell you, as a person who probably used to overthink, I've
Mhm.
done a lot better. I promise you, I don't overthink a lot of things anymore. Like
Yay!
I'm present,
That
period.
it's good for one of us. Good for one
Yeah.
of us. So let's jump into the psychology of overthinking and talk about there's some different types we'll talk about too. So generally speaking, or broadly, overthinking is two habit loops or two habits looping on a repeat. It's replaying the past and rehearsing the future. So, interestingly, both stem from a nervous system that is unable to relax until it is reassured via certainty. As a result, the mind keeps analyzing long after the inciting incident has passed, turning the same experiences over and over as if one more round of thinking might finally solve it. Beneath this pattern of overthinking often lies pervasive feeling of something left incomplete or unresolved. When a feeling is uncomfortable or unclear, looping in the faculty of cognition feels safer than actually sitting with the emotion. What begins as the instinct to protect oneself gradually turns into a maladaptive coping mechanism. I'm gonna come out on camera real quick just to that's a lot of psychological terms. What it's basically saying, and I've coached some people on this, and as an overthinker, I've got to get out of my own head and sometimes sit with the feeling,
Hmm.
not try to analyze the feeling, not trying to predict, well, if I feel a different way, this is going to happen, right? Just as you said before we jumped in, being present, just
Right.
just be, right?
Right.
That's what the psychology of overthinking is about. This cognition, this overdrive, the brain is trying to make you safe. And
Right.
your nervous system just can't settle down. So just wanted to point that out. Um, Going back to the psychology behind it, um, there are some general types of overthinking. Um, these are not the only types of overthinking, of course, but the overthinking patterns they manifest differently in different people. There are typically three common types or three common patterns that show up most frequently. The first one is the fixer. The fixer replays events to catch mistakes and avoid repeating them. The second is the worrier. They rehearse the worst case scenarios to feel prepared. And the third is the overanalyzer. They will scrutinize every option until making a decision. So, kind of in understanding your type, each one of these types has both strengths and weaknesses. So, for example, the fixer is proactive, the worrier is detail oriented, and the overanalyzer can be deeply reflective. The goal is then to redirect this thinking or rumination toward clarity and action so that their mind becomes a guide rather than the critic. So that's kind of what I was talking about when I was mentioning, you know, get out of my head and just drop down and sit into whatever the emotion or the feeling is and just be there with it. Don't think about what could be, don't think about what happened because you can't change the past
Hmm.
and you cannot change the future because it haven't happened yet. So
Right. Right.
why put energy towards it when it hasn't even happened? but this thing right here can get in the way like no one's business. Let me tell you.
Right. And the key is to recognize when you are overthinking.
Oh. Oh.
You know what I mean? Because half the time you're doing it and everyone else around you is going, whoa, you know, and you're the one that's going, well, if we do this now, if we do this, and maybe we should do this. And the key is to realize how fast you're talking, because that's how quickly it's going through your head. And then
or
you're
even
like,
10 times faster in your head,
exactly.
and your tongue can't keep up, and it's
and everyone's looking at you like you're speaking a foreign language, because half the time you are, because you're talking so fast they can't catch everything that you're saying. So it's kind of like recognizing that you are overthinking it is just kind of like half the battle, because everyone else is just kind of going, hey, how about you just be present and us just enjoy what's going on right now.
How about number 2 on the agenda? How about that? How about number 2? Let's guilty as charged, right?
Yeah.
I've been in that position. You know what's even worse? I have overthought when like putting out information in an email.
Okay.
And exactly what you were saying, trying to recognize it. I can't type fast enough to get the overthinking out, right? So I will type out an email if it's a lot of information, but I won't send it. I'll read it, and then I'll say, "Oh wait, what was I trying to say there?"
Well, at least you're smart enough to go back and reread it.
Yeah, I do not send it right away, because I know if it's a lot and I'm trying to think about if I'm sending something to my team, who's going to read it, how are they going to react to this, right? So I'm thinking about 5, 6, 7 different people and what they're going to read, how they're going to read it. And in that whole thing, I've missed a whole sentence or a whole phrase or the important word that makes it make sense. You know what I mean? So I will stop and reread it, and I'm like, oh wait, no, I'll even create paragraphs or bullet points. So, and I'm like, oh, that feels so much better. It's clearer. That's, yeah. Like I said, I'm more talking about me than anything else. But I know I'm not the only overthinker. I know that.
But then on the other side of that is I'm not overthinking anymore. And because I don't, people assume that I am. So I'm like, no, I really like we'll go somewhere and I'm looking at a menu and people are like, like, what are you having? And I'm like, I really don't know. Like it's not that I'm overthinking of it. It's like, I really don't have a thought. Like
you're taking your time, or like you say, you don't have a thought at all.
I don't have a thought. Like I don't know how I feel right now. Like, like I'm better off someone picking for me, because I'm like, I just really don't know, but everyone else is like, why are you overthinking this? I promise you, I'm not overthinking it. I'm
not thinking at all.
I'm not thinking at all.
You're there for the company, and
I'm not thinking at all.
You're like, yeah, margaritas and taco. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
Yeah.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
I'm like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
It's actually kind of hard, honestly, because you really don't have a thought.
And waitress comes back. You ready? No, I'm not ready yet.
No. It's like, I'm not overthinking. I just don't have a thought.
See, then the table has to be like, all right, Julie's not eating today, so
right.
Pick some from everyone's plate.
Hey, that's even better.
Even better. Sampler. I got you.
That's an even cheaper bill.
There it is. But like I said, I guarantee I know I'm not the only overthinker in the world.
Oh, yeah. No.
So why don't we take a break, and then when we come back, there are 3 kind of exercises or tips that we're going to talk about that help you turn the overthinking into your superpower, or at least productive. Even if it's not a superpower, it's productive. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, welcome back to the latest edition of Cruising with the Coaches, a conversation with Julie and Lee. Um, no, first segment was not therapy hour with Lee and his overthinking. But what we did cover was kind of the science and psychology behind overthinking and the types, right?
Right.
But now what we want to cover are some three different exercises that can help. I'm going to say it make your overthinking more productive, right? Yes, you can look at it as a superpower. That's great, but more productive is practical. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. So turn your overthinking into organization. So when an individual's thoughts feel stuck in a loop, the fastest way to loosen their grip is to externalize them. For example, uh, they can imagine picking these thoughts out of their head, literally, and placing them somewhere where they can be seen. Simply writing them down or breaking them down into simple questions like, what am I actually trying to figure out? Or what's one small step I can take? Can be enough to bring clarity to the surface. This simple exercise is an example of cognitive diffusion, a phenomenon that occurs when you gain enough distance from your thoughts so that you can receive the information they are trying to deliver, instead of viewing them as commands for you to follow. A recent study found, excuse me, that people who were better at distancing themselves from their thoughts, seeing them as mental events rather than absolute truths, were significantly better at using their memories, insights, and self awareness to solve problems. Essentially, cognitive diffusion acted as a tool that changed incoherent mental noise into actionable clarity. So, yes, organize your thoughts. Lee, organize your thoughts. No. I have used that exercise, cognitive diffusion. What that is for me is journaling. So I'm not like a regular journaler, not every day, every morning, but when there's something heavy, right? That again, this loop that I just keep playing over and over and over. The best way for me is to start writing down like what it is. So it's kind of doing a brain dump, if you will.
Mhm.
And then from that brain dump, I can start to clarify some steps on, okay, this is what I was feeling, this is what I was thinking. What can I take action on? And just writing it down for me helps me visually see what's in here. So,
Okay.
any thoughts on cognitive diffusion or organizing your thoughts
Yeah,
before
I
we
mean,
move to the second one?
now just because I don't overthink as much doesn't mean that I
Mhm.
didn't overthink. So, for me, I had what would be sticky notes, and of course they
Mhm.
were color coordinated. So like every color had a different thing, whether it was a personal thing or a work thing or kid thing,
Mhm.
or you know what I
Mhm.
mean. So like I would, if I had a thought about something, like I wrote it down and stuck it somewhere, and it was based on color, whether it was urgent or something that I
Mm.
could kind
Mhm.
of put off for a minute, kind of a thing. And then it was that way I could figure out like if I could put it off or not, like if it was something that had to be taken care of immediately. And basically
Sure.
what kind of helped me with not overthinking was I started to be able to do that in my head
Mhm.
without
Mhm.
actually doing it with the sticky note. You
Sticky
know what
note.
I mean?
Well, the sticky notes was like the beginning practice, and
Exactly.
and then you could actually do the sticky notes in your
In
head.
my head. Exactly. And then it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a
Yep.
pink one. Like, that's a yellow one. Yeah.
But that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
If you find yourself overthinking and you want to use cognitive diffusion, start small and see where it goes. You
Right.
know, it's
Right.
it's practice. It takes work to go through it.
Oh,
Yeah,
facts. Facts.
for sure. Let's go to the second one. So the second exercise to counteract overthinking is you counter the what if statement with then what. One of the main reasons why unending questions and hypothetical situations continue to occupy your headspace is because unresolved business fuels our self doubt. And the most powerful way to arrest this process would be to fill in the blanks one and for all. So, for instance, instead of replaying the thought, what if I fail, repeatedly in your head, you could interrupt that pattern by saying, then what would I do? This seemingly trivial change could disrupt the vicious cycle of fabricating the worst case scenarios. And that is because this disruption allows an individual to not only experience the fear, but also go beyond it. By taking yourself out of the loop, you give your brain freedom to look for answers instead of progressively dangerous threats. So, thinking of this, oh, sorry, I got one more slide I want to share. Sorry. A 2023 study concluded that when people are confronted with uncertainty, the moment of finally deciding is not related to somehow becoming absolutely clear about a solution. The research attributes this moment of sudden resolve to an individual's metacognitive choice of stopping deliberation. Fancy way of saying stopping thinking. Oh, wait, did I have one more slide to share?
I think there's one more.
You think you're right. Sorry, there's one more. So, therefore, the then what question gives one's mind a way out of the cost benefit calculation. Will additional thinking really be helpful, or is it taking more than it gives? The mental effort that accompanies big decisions pushes the individual to put a decisive end to the loop of rumination and move forward in spite of uncertainty. So, yes, that was the last one because I don't want to jump to number 3. I have used this not just in overthinking, but there's a saying that I like to share with clients and people. Basically, do it afraid, right? Because that fear is what stops people, because then it starts breeding that self-doubt, as we heard and read. But if you do it afraid, you give yourself proof that it was a story that you were telling yourself, right? And this is worse than the actual fear of whatever you thought it was,
Right. Yeah. So it's, for me, it's do it afraid because confidence will come.
Ooh, I like that. Can I steal that?
Right. I mean, but is it not truthful? I mean, if you do it afraid, confidence will come, because legitimately, if you were afraid to do that and then you did it, you're going to be proud, right? So then it's like you're confident. Yeah.
It's like having an oh shit moment, but a good one, right?
You check your pants and you move on.
That just took a left, but yeah. but for real, that's why I'm glad that, like, your statement expands on do it afraid, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's so true. And I can also, like, I'll share a quick story. There was a speaking competition I was in a couple years ago, and had never done that before, right? Didn't know what it was. I knew some of the people that were there, but and it was also a few years after my mom had died, right? And so it was one of those things where, like, all of a sudden I felt this, and I've never felt anxiety like that in my life, right? I couldn't walk in the room where we were doing the different exercises and the different speeches and all that. I had to go to the bathroom to, like, calm myself down. And then I was like, but hold on. It was like, I would normally call my mom to calm me down, but I can't do that. What am I going to do? And it was like, I'm like, but pump the brakes. Like, you're good. You're here. So get your shit together. Come out the bathroom and go in that room. and do what you came to do, right? And that's what I did. Like, I mean, I didn't win anything or whatever, but it
Is that
was then
before you ever talked in front of people ever? I mean, because you talk in front of people.
it, well, yes and no, right? It was more official than anything. Yeah, well,
okay.
and not just competition, but it was more official than anything. You
Okay.
know? Because yes, you're right. Like I don't think I have a problem talking in front of people.
No, that's why I'm like, wow. But I shouldn't say that because I've been in that situation too, where I talk in front of people and I don't have a problem with it. And
right.
I remember having a presenter presenting, and she was speaking, and then she turned the conversation on to me, and I was in the back of the room, and I was like, and all it was to sing happy birthday to me. And I'm like,
right.
And I started shrinking like, oh my God, and it's just like,
yeah.
So I understand what you're saying now.
100%. Well, yeah, because that's it, right? Like, yes, I talk to people all the time. I've done workshops with like 100, 200 people. Like, but when, and yes, they've been focused on me. I get that.
Right. Yeah.
But there's something about physically being there and all eyes are on you.
Yes. Yes.
You're like,
when they're not supposed, well, they're supposed to be, but
right.
It's a little different.
Yeah. Because you're like, there's nobody here but me. Oh, this is, but yeah. So even what you said about the first exercise, right? When we talk about do it afraid because the confidence will come.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to tell you I wasn't scared as hell to do that, but I did it and did it anyway and was proud of it. And even taking part in all the different, like, I won't bore everybody with what it was, but there were several different things that we had to do other than, a 10-minute talk. Then it was like a 6-minute talk. Oh, take your talk and condense it to minute 30, like all those different things. Like, how do I cut 10 minutes down to a minute 30? What?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or take this item and create a story about it. Oh, hold on. Switch items with the person next to you after you've created your story. I mean, those kind of things, right?
Gotcha.
And you do it and you realize, oh, everybody's afraid. I'm not the only one. So
right.
Yeah. But ooh, yeah. Talk about overthinking. All right. Well, getting on to number 3. You channel your overthinking into foresight. So overthinking is harmful when it circles the same fear, but it's equally powerful when it moves toward a forward direction. Research in cognition shows that the mind is built to simulate possible futures. This is known as anticipatory thinking. In other words, we notice sudden cues, imagine what might happen, plan around it, take a small preparatory step, then use that preparation when the situation arises. A perfect visualization for this would be very common situation, of walking out of your home, spotting rain clouds, picturing the impending rain, and then instinctively going back to grab the umbrella. So the difference between harmful and helpful overthinking is intention. If your thoughts aim to control, they're bound to create chaos. If they aim to understand, they create clarity. So people who use overthinking productively are able to separate signals from noise and, in turn, respond to their own minds with compassion and not combativeness. Yeah, that part. The last one, I think most people probably don't realize they do that. They're anticipatory thinking, I just kind of look at the weather app and I'm like, oh, okay, I got a backpack cover. I got a hood. All right, I'm good. I don't need to go back inside. But anything that you'd like to add about anticipatory thinking or just overthinking in general? Any last thoughts that you might have? Other than don't do it. No,
I was like, yeah. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in it. I mean, I guess just to reiterate what I said earlier,
Mhm.
it's so hard when you get caught up in it and you're trying it, because again, when you do it, you don't even know you're doing it. And
That part.
yeah, and
Well,
it's hard.
I would almost say have somebody on your team, if you will, whoever that is, to help you recognize when you're doing it.
Right.
Someone that can kind of talk you off the ledge or bring you back and say, "Hey, pump the brakes." Like
Yes.
it, it's funny that I find myself being able to do that for others, but but I will say the more that I like do that for others, the easier it's to catch with myself too.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I'm like, oh wait a minute, if I just said that to, why am I still thinking about
Right.
it?
Right.
Makes no sense. So
And
yeah,
being okay with someone who does catch you doing it. You know what I mean?
that's what
Because
has to be the right.
the right person. Because you always got that one person who just doesn't say things quite the way it needs to be said.
And then you'll be overthinking why they say that. Why they say that in front
Exactly.
of those people? Why they?
Or they just don't have couth. You're just kind of like, really? Thanks.
Yeah.
Like you
Could you
could have
not
said
have
that
waited?
you could have said that 10 different ways.
Oh,
You could have said it like this, and you could have said it like this, and da, 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 da.
yep.
So
Opens up that whole floodgate, man. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt.
yes,
Like I said,
yes.
that show was probably more about me than anybody. But if I know it's about me, I know there's somebody out there who's going to
Yeah,
also
and
relate to that.
that's not true. There's a lot of people who do it. There's
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah.
Overthinkers. But if you're an overthinker and you want to catch this episode, share it. Also, go to Spotify, look at Cruising with the Coaches, and look for those episodes. You can also find our home on YouTube, Cruising with the Coaches, also part of Live All Good TV. You can catch other episodes and other shows there. But guess what? We got another home on Facebook, Cruising with the Coaches. Feel free to choose any one of those. And till next time, Lee and Julie not overthinking and signing off.